Hey guys, and welcome to part 4 of the Portal 2 co-op playthrough. We are continuing on with the hard light surfaces puzzles. This time we're going to use the hard light surfaces as barriers because we've got our old friend the turrets back.
Are you still there?
Come out, bitch.
I don't remember any of them saying that.
That wasn't that video, Day in the Life of a Sentry Bot. Oh, I wish I think I've done it. I don't think I ever done it in the single player playthrough, folks, but I don't think I did it here. But I wished I took one turret, at least one turret, and put it up against a wall. I'm giving it an eternal timeout. It's just gonna stay there for the rest of its life. I think the voice actress for GLaDOS does the same voice for the turrets. Yeah. So this is where we both have to use the portal, the highlight surfaces. So I have to cover one side of the barriers while Lauren has to cover the other side. And get me killed in the process.
You're still alive, don't complain.
But at what cost did I show you the scars?
It's okay, they'll disappear next time you're deassembled, reassembled.
This one I believe took us a while because there's a turret there's turrets right there. The problem with the turrets is that they do not have tunnel vision, folks. If they see you, even by an inch, they'll automatically target you. Like, even there, like, ooh.
So somebody's hiding in the corner.
And this took us a while to figure out, okay, how can we use the hard light surfaces to block those turrets so we can get to that platform?
While still having a hard light walkway at the same time.
Aye.
And then somebody couldn't reach the button.
Well, this is where we had to do press the button in a certain amount of time, where you had to be ready with the wall, and I had to go back and press the button, get back, and then you close the barrier again. Because you forget that when you disabled the wall, you would get shot as well.
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, you were like, I gotta do this to protect myself rather than protect my partner.
I'm sure I was protecting you as well.
Not in your head, anyway. That's the thing about co-op playthroughs, folks. Even if yeah, what that person might see on the outside is helpful, but what he's thinking on the inside is a different story. Then again, me and Stephen have exactly the same thing when it comes to the Resident Evil games.
Okay, so it was like, are you ready? You ready? Go, go, faster, faster, faster.
There we go.
Not so much as a scratch.
But then we realised that was us looking, okay, what did we just do? Only to realise, sphere above our heads that we need to catch. Okay, take 2. 100. Which kind of feels like it in a way when it comes to all this padding I had to cut out.
Damn it!
Oh no. Oh, it bounced back up just to tease us. Maybe it was a tennis ball after all. I was like, Lauren, wall!
But it's okay, I got the
sphere. Well, sphere or edgeless safety cube.
Edgeless safety cube.
How many
I
times?
like edgeless safety cube.
Fair enough.
No,
don't drop it. We just got it. Don't drop it.
Moment of panic.
Like a slow motion clip of like you're just flying over the edge and grabbing it.
Ever completed before you two. Oh, the science we used to learn with this test. Now, the test is useless.
I like how you can still see that the turrets' dialogue in the subtitles.
They're important too.
If you are wondering what that smell is, that is the smell of human fear. I miss that smell.
But robots can't smell.
Yeah, how can they smell if they don't have noses?
You could give them noses, but they still wouldn't be able to smell.
Right, this one is a little bit tricky because I believe this one took a while actually because I was not sure how to get that single turret off that platform.
Did we manage to sneak up behind him or something?
I think one of us had to be launched into that turret to knock it and fall off. But I was a little bit hesitant because I did not know if the momentum when you go through that portal to hit that turret would shit like this happen.
Run! You had me down.
That was your own fault.
How was that my fault?
You were stood there like, oh, I think I'm safe here. Oh no, turret in front of my leg.
That's because you made the barrier go away. I was safe until then.
You should have realised that when I was falling into the lava, because when you fall into the acid, folks, your portals reset.
I was busy running away from mine. I didn't notice you.
But anyway, I was trying to say that the momentum when you have to launch yourself to hit that or catch it, I was a bit scared that if you would hit the turret, your momentum would stop and you would fall into the acid.
Instead, he falls in the acid. Ha ha ha.
Insert Vincent Price's laugh here. What was that episode of The Simpsons? Vincent Price's Lincoln Logs.
I don't remember that one either.
I think they made fun of that actually, and I think Vincent just kept on laughing. Oh, this is the last of the. I think this is the last of the turret hard light surfaces puzzles, folks.
Thank goodness for safety glass.
It's only a matter of time before. Well, safety glass can only take so much damage before it gets cracked itself.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's when you call autoglass. So what Lauren has to do is you have to press stand on the button. Stand on the button.
But they're going to shoot me.
You're protected by a wall.
I still thought they were going to shoot me.
Do you think from the turret's point of view, when you have the wall, the hard light in front of you, you're invisible to them? Because they don't try to maneuver around the wall and all that, or the fact that they're just stuck in a one position.
Unless they can see like over or under the wall, then yeah.
Like they're still saying like searching for target and all that because they think you're not in the room. That's why I'm saying that maybe the hard light, once it's in front of you, it makes you invisible to whoever is on the opposite side.
So why can we see them? Surely we would be using the same optical interfaces because we're built by the same people.
Well, we were specially built for GLaDOS for testing, so maybe GLaDOS gave us the benefit of seeing through things that the turrets can't see.
But that would sound like an unfair advantage.
Well, the turrets only
point of view.
the turrets only serve for one purpose anyway.
True. To kill. Okay, so there are edgeless safety cubes coming through.
Yeah, but we have to catch them or find a way to stop them from falling into the acid.
Or to use them to take out the turrets.
Or get them to crash into you. We needed the cube. The standard cubie. Where's the companion cube?
You don't need a companion cube, you've got me. Don't you wish you had the cube now?
Maybe. This bit, I think this is where we said screw it, run to the door, run.
Yeah, I'm sure there was something we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
So close!
So again, congratulations on completing.
Literally could taste freedom.
And you have to do the entire test all over again.
Yep. Because someone went without me. But we made it the second time.
Well, correction, you made it. I was standing by the side smoking my cigar.
I don't know. See these guys that make you do all the work?
I am going to risk having
Don't worry, Lauren. I'm sure there's a game out there you'll kick my arse at.
Oh, I'm sure there's several.
Put a security DVD in the player. I am sure it happened by accident.
This is the last area of the hard light surfaces chest chambers, folks. Again, every last stage is outside the boundaries of aperture science.
So we're after the DVD again. For
Yes.
safety, apparently.
Or if you want to call
Oh, lasers.
and the sphere. Well, waste. Unless they have an infinite supply, that would be a waste of spheres, wouldn't it?
I think they probably do have an infinite supply. Okay, so you put one up there.
I think you have to
I
do.
put one up there.
And then we kill the sphere. This is when again you have to think. So I think you can shoot through that grill.
Nope,
Nope.
because it's the grid.
I was thinking.
put
I was
that
thinking
on.
the cage. Like the cage is not blocked, so you can shoot through that.
And then, to me, to you.
Pass it up, and then you put it in the door. Well, to stop the laser.
Or through the wall.
Yeah,
into the
clip
laser.
it through the wall. Wait a minute, if you're clipping through the wall, maybe this is virtual reality. Then how do I see anything at all? This one is a little bit tricky because the sphere is constantly falling above our heads, folks, but we had to figure out a way how to make bridges, but also slides for the sphere, so that it can land right in front of Lauren.
I found a button.
Aye, but we need to use Highlight Services to get it down here.
We do, yes, but I found a button. It made me happy.
Big red button. Ooh,
which under no circumstances must be pressed. That's what I'm gonna do.
Ooh, what does this button do?
Now I've just got Doctor Who in my head though.
No, you'd be like that.
Great big threatening button which must under no circumstances ever be pushed.
What was it in? I'm not sure if you see it, but there was it was a Magic Roundabout movie that I watched years ago as a kid, and then they're running away, and I can't remember the rabbit's name, but he says he looks at a big red button and says this must be some kind of anti-gadget against this bad guy. This will slow him down, and then it turns out it's an ejection seat.
That'll slow him down.
Well, it launched one of his friends up in the air.
Thus distracting the bad guy?
No, he conveniently landed on top of the bad guy's vehicle.
Now that is a distraction.
Hey, we got the sphere.
I'm not sure how we managed it, but we did.
Yeah, because that footage there, you were still looking up, and I was looking around and I'm like, Lauren, it's here.
Right, DVD search.
You gotta feel bad for the developers. Like, they put all this effort to like all the details of the environment, like seats and all that, but then we only in the room for like what, 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
This is another momentum-based one, where both of us have to be launched into that platform, but the platform's in the middle, therefore you have to find a way to stop the momentum. But you can't use the wall, unfortunately. You can only use the wall to get to the top of these platforms up here, folks. Get you and your partner to align yourself with those platforms, and use yourselves to stop each other.
Yes. Use your head.
So all you have to do is just make sure you're aligned with that, so that you wouldn't fall into a bottomless pit.
Which is easier said than done if you are me. What a lovely sound.
Yeah. Right, where's the disc? Where's the disc? Where's the disc? There's the disc.
I wanted the disc.
Alright, fine. Here, you take it.
I think I stole it rather than take it, but yeah.
No, I was giving it to you actually, because I was like, I'm not gonna...
Of course you were.
The word blah will
I love this.
repeated over and over again.
Blah,
If
blah,
it's something
blah.
like you hear a number rather than the word blah, ignore it. It is not important.
Today's security code is
Blah.
18.
Imagine doing that to one of your mates when they're looking at a barcode and a pack of grapes at your local Asda.
I never expected
Blah,
you to
blah,
make
blah, blah, blah.
To be honest, after your performance in the calibration test, I wanted you to break down your codes and put them back in the scientific calculators I took them from.
We learned.
Yeah, we learn something new every day.
Become quite the team.
Right, on to area number 4, folks.
I have only met one other team closer.
Excursion funnels.
And one of them was an imbecile I had to destroy.
This is where you
The
use
other-
these funnels which carry you slowly up, depending on the direction they're going.
I don't think I want to go
So they can
there
take you
again.
across rooms, or they can make you fly up. But there's also going to be some switches that reverses the gravity pull, I'm guessing. Oh, I'm just going based on science
I never
terms.
expected you to make it this far.
Reverse polarity of the
I have
neutron
to
flow.
build this new course
True.
just for
Mhm.
you.
There you go, you're more scientific than I am.
No, I'm just making random Doctor Who references.
Maybe you should be GLaDOS.
I like GLaDOS.
Well, it did say once you did sound like her, like maybe if you took some editing software and digitized your voice, you might sound like GLaDOS.
The Scottish version.
Oh, if I recall, this is where you made a serious mistake.
I keep making serious mistakes.
Yeah, the first time you did a serious mistake where you have to use this funnel to get to the other side of the platform, but you have to use it on the bottom here, folks, because this button, well, one person has to stay up there on that platform while one person falls, right? And then goes through the door and then activates the funnel so that I can fall down and use the funnel to get to the door, but Lauren makes a serious mistake.
Yes. Yes, Lauren does.
No!
Oh, I'm so sorry, Picard.
I'm amazed you're still on friendly terms.
Well, it was a bit touch and go at one point, but yeah.
I'm like, here, I'll bloody sort it out then.
Well, I didn't repeat the mistakes.
No.
So I did learn.
Yeah.
And it meant we did the second playthrough a lot quicker,
True.
since we knew what we were doing.
But don't worry, folks. You can move around in these funnels. You
can somersault.
Yeah, you could somersault. You could do flips, but it just moves you forward. But you can still move left and right to escape the funnel, or you can use it to fly fancily down to the goal.
Did you know that the word orange is derived from the same Latin root as the word traitor?
Thank you, GLaDOS. Thank you for that. I was just thinking that for
That
my.
can't be right. Surely that can't be right.
Well, let's see. That mistake. The cube with the laser. The fan. It sums up perfectly.
But the door was your own doing.
Orange.
Wait, when you
have
got
been
yourself in the door.
shining light
That was
in an
nothing to do
otherwise
with me.
ungodly morass of incompetence.
Well, there you go. You're a shining light of incompetence. Right. This test is this is pretty easy. This one you have to use the excursion funnel through the portals.
Yes, this was when Andrew got sick of telling me what to do and just started pinging everything.
Yeah. Well, I think it would made it easier visually.
Well,
Yeah. A better understanding.
it got me doing what you wanted me to do, certainly.
But at the same time, you're learning. So that if you ever go back to this again, let's say with your brother or a friend of yours, you can tell them what to do.
I suspect Jamie knows this better than I do, even now. Or especially now.
Press the button, and it's too high. God damn it.
Well, I was struggling to reach from where I was.
You're not got a good camera view from where you are, but you can zoom in. You just like a first-person shooter, folks. You can zoom in to see where you want your portals to go next.
But you can't shoot them through the floor.
No. So you just use one part of this portals to lift the sphere, then shoot the other two portals, and then block that laser. It'll open the door.
We can make a break for freedom.
Come on,
Just as soon as I show up.
yeah. There's cookies
Ooh, cookies were.
in the fridge. GLaDOS promised some chocolate chip cookies.
I can't bite my tongue anymore. You could solve this puzzle faster on your own.
Sums up this entire playthrough perfectly. Thanks, GLaDOS.
Yeah. But it wouldn't be half as entertaining if I wasn't here, so...
Yeah. Because do you know what? Despite the trolling that you're doing or the mistakes you're doing, you do provide the entertainment.
I do. Entertainment value. Plus, it would be very difficult for you to do the co-op when you don't.
Aye, I can imagine trying to do this with both controllers.
Orange is penalized 75 science.
No! I want my
Ooh.
points back!
No, penalised.
Why do you take the points from me?
Host advantage, I guess. This one's another momentum based. with the excursion funnels. You know, thinking about it, I wish they brought Wheatley back in the campaign actually for this particular bit, so you can hear some of his dialogue, because Stephen Merchant does a really good job as him. Assuming you remember some of the dialogue he says.
I do, yes.
I think the best GLaDOS voice clip, I think in my opinion, is when she calls your parents. The birth parents you're trying to reach do not love you. Please sign up.
She's so harsh. She's wonderful.
But then that one she said at the she said at the very end, you know, being this person taught me a valuable lesson. I thought you were my greatest enemy, but all along you were my best friend. Aww.
It's so sweet.
Where she lives in me. Carolyn, deleted. Right, anyway. Now, since I got the cube and passed it down to Lauren, that means that she can do exactly the same puzzle I did, so she can get up. Because what that button does is it activates some walls that stops her momentum from falling, then when she's falling, she'll fall into an excursion funnel, which will then carry her to where I am.
Scotty.
What, Simon Pegg?
Well, any of them.
I've never seen any Star Trek, so I can't really say much.
But you need to see the original series. It is such a laugh.
Maybe if I have the time. I mean, you're already pestering me to watch all of Red Dwarf when I've only seen seasons 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah, but that's like starting at the ending. You need to go back and watch everything.
True, but I've just not had the time. Hugs!
Ah! Stop touching me! Stop touching me!
Well, you were the one who offered the hug.
Did I?
Yeah, you're the one who's doing all the gestures.
Are you broken? It looks like you're malfunctioning.
No, we're just doing the robot. Do.
When the robots do the robots.
Yeah.
Do the robot. Are we malfunctioning?
Right, we'll see you in the next part, folks.